Feeling a little sleepy there, bud?
Yeah, that was exhausting.
Give me an analogy of the way that you feel your body and your mental state.
I'm too tired to come up with an analogy.
You must be really tired then.
That's how tired I am. The hotel zone of Cancun, and we've got to wrap right around this point, and we're hard on the wind now, but once we get around that point, then we should be able to be on a beam reach. Alright, so we are cruising right along in this beautiful, like, azure water, because we had to get in real close to shore because the Yucatan current started to really slow us down. So we're back to doing almost 5 knots, but not even right now. But you can see we're in 48 feet of water, and it's sandy bottom and crystal clear. And we've got the mizzen staysail up to try and gain back some speed. So we're running under our 150 Genoa, a full main, mizzen staysail, and mizzen, which, whoop, as you can see, needs to be trimmed a little bit. What do you think, bud? You having a good time?
Yeah. We got our friends coming up the rear. Dun-dun-dun. And it was cool. I had a moment where I was talking with them on the radio, just making nautical jokes. And I just had a moment, one of those, we're not in the boatyard moments. Just thinking how cool it is to be around like-minded travelers, joking around on the radio, doing what we do for fun. So yeah, it's been a good day. I had a lot of rest down below, which was good.
Yeah, how much did you sleep this morning?
I probably slept like 3 hours on my 4-hour watch. It was magnificent. Yeah, now I'm giving Jordan a rest, even though it's hard to get him down there because he's like, well, let's put the staysail up. Let's do this, let's do that. So I have a feeling he's gonna be up here for a couple more hours.
Who's that behind us, bud?
That is Second Star.
Oh, nice.
Are you shining just for me?
So those are our neighbors in Isla Mujeres?
Yep, John and Eon. The Captain John kind of took Jordan under his wing when we first got to Isla Mujeres. It's probably the single reason we stuck around Isla Mujeres. He's been really integral in helping us get free dockage. Well, not free dockage because we do a labor exchange, but that and a bunch of jobs. And they're also just really sweet people who've shared a lot with us. So yeah, they're really great.
All right, so we're cruising along the Riviera Maya, and behind me is Playa del Carmen, which is one of the more popular tourist destinations on the Mexican Caribbean coast. And there is a ton of resorts here, and it's tough because we've got to sail really close to the coast to avoid the Yucatan current, because the current, every time that we get, you know, maybe into about 100 feet of water or so, boom, it nails us and we get 2 knots of current coming right against us. And so we've been trying to stay in about 60 feet, but sometimes this coastline is really steep too, and 60 feet gets pretty darn close to the coast. So it's been kind of a balancing act, trying to not get too close to the coast and yet you know, stay out of the current. Main reason that the coast is an issue is a lot of these areas that have a lot of resorts, they've got a ton of water sports going on. So they've got jet skis running around, they've got Hobie cats, they've got crazy parasail drivers, which one parasail almost ended up in our rig, which was super scary about an hour ago. The captain of the parasail boat didn't see us till the last minute. We tried to maneuver around him, but we're doing 4 knots. And finally, when he saw us, he did exactly the wrong thing and tried to kind of loop around us, which made us almost, you know, clothesline his parasail line. So anyway, this has turned into one of the most, I guess, stressful passages that we've had to do yet, and it's only a day trip. But we have decided to go to Puerto Aventuras instead of Cozumel. Cozumel is behind us, is behind me right now. It's about 6 miles away to the east, and that's against the wind, and we'd have to go right through, you know, the current. So we'd have to sort of go past our destination and then sail over there, or motor over there, and let the current drift us back. So we decided not to do that. We're gonna go to Puerto Aventuras, which is over here on the west side of the Yucatan current, and that way we won't have to fight the current as much. So we'll go to Puerto Aventuras tonight, and then wake up early and head off to Bahia de Ascensión in the morning. Okay, buddy, where are we?
We made it to Puerto Aventuras, a little marina that is, to arrive in, you have to go through that teeny little channel over there. And there are actually some surfers who hopped in the water just as we were coming through. Probably because it's a nice place to catch a wave, as Atticus found out.
We did surf a little bit coming into that channel.
Man.
We actually met a guy in Sarasota, Florida who ended up on the rocks coming in here, and he recommended not even coming in because it was just too shady. So we definitely saw why. You just gotta gun it coming in so that you don't get broached by any waves coming by, and the waves kind of come at a diagonal, so they make you want to turn, and that was shady. But we gotta go check in now. So how are you feeling, bud?
Gosh, I think, like, I don't remember stressing out and being like this exhausted when we were cruising around Cuba. I remember being uncomfortable, but like today just made me feel like just sitting out at the dock at Isla Mujeres in a boat that doesn't move is kind of nice. I don't know, I guess I'm just out of touch with sailing. I had to remember a lot of things that I was learning when we were cruising a little bit. So it was just hot and seasicky.
Yeah,
and
today
stressful.
That was particularly stressful because of all these boats that were just all over the place.
A parasailer came right over our mast. Yeah, I kept on trying to remind myself why I am doing this today. I was like, there's gotta be some redeeming factor about this. And I did have one moment that was fun when we went out on the bow. We stuck our feet in and everything, and our friends went by and we were having some fun with them. But other than that, it was a long, crazy day. And like, just to be alert when you're around all that traffic, you don't feel it, but like it's really taxing mentally. So yeah, we're ready for a drink and some dinner. Hey bud.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna do tonight.
You're gonna sleep like that sea lion?
Yeah.
That's good. So this place has these dolphins in captivity, and I guess they do shows, but man, they don't seem very happy. What do you think, bud?
Yeah, I get annoyed by tourist music. Imagine them all day. And I've never seen dolphins in the wild just hover above the water either.
Yeah, I've never seen dolphins just stationary like that. That's sad. Well, time to go take a shower. Whew, okay, just had a good shower. Except the only problem is here at Puerto Aventuras is the bathrooms are segregated by sex. So Desiree and I had to share both going the guys. So Desiree's been pretending to be a boy.
That was my impersonation.
Okay, that's enough.
My contact fell out, so I can't see out of my right eye.
So we only had one thing of shampoo and one thing of soap. So we were forced. Okay, time to get some food. Okay, bud, what are we eating?
I just got a huge fillet of fish, and then Jordan got some grilled octopus. And I'm very sleepy, so this is very good. I'm ready for bed.
And we're at this really nice restaurant, really cool little spot. This place is, I keep telling Desiree, I think it feels like a strip mall. But instead of a parking lot, there's a marina. So you literally walk around the marina and there's stores and restaurants. And this seems to be kind of like out on its own, away from most of the stuff. And therefore a little bit cheaper, and potentially they have to like deserve their clientele so the food's better. So anyway, having a good time.
Reminds me of like Atlantis.
In Nassau, yeah. Yeah, without the huge hotel. But okay, we're gonna eat this and go to bed. So this is it. Good night, everybody.
Feeling a little sleepy there, bud?
Yep.
How was yesterday?
It was a long day, and just like really like mentally demanding, because there was just boats everywhere, and we were really close to the coast, so you couldn't take your eyes off of the situation for more than a minute, Whereas like in open ocean, you can kind of poke your head, look around once every 5-10 minutes, You don't need to be like constantly on edge. So that was exhausting. But and on top of that, we got in kind of late. So by the time we were done eating dinner, we were back here at 10, and I wanted to be in bed by like 9. So that was the other problem. So I slept in a little bit, 7:45.
And how long will today take?
Until we get anchored, probably like 11 hours.
Give me an analogy of the way that you feel your body and your mental state.
I don't know. I'm too tired to come up with an analogy.
You must be really tired then.
That's how tired I am.
Under the palm trees in the California sun.
All right, so we are underway. It is about 9:30 on our second day to Bahia de Ascensión, and I just wanted to show you guys sort of our, I guess you could say, sun management strategy, and what it is now and what we hope it will be before we cross the Pacific. So right now I'm on watch. I'm sitting in the cockpit, and I'm under our little, we call it our catch-all shade. It's a small, probably 3 by 5 foot rectangle of canvas that's just got grommets on it on the corners and on the sides, and then a little spot for a topping lift in the center. And we put that on the turtle hatch over the companionway, just like that. And then we connect it to the mizzen shrouds. So you can see there's the topping lift that runs up to our backstay here. And we just kind of, rig it onto the backstay. And it provides very little shade. Most of the cockpit is totally exposed to the sun, and the person on watch has to kind of tuck in under that little tent to get some respite from the sun. But what we're hoping to do is we're going to build a hard top over the companionway, which will allow us to put isinglass on the sides. So it'll be like a Dodger with a hard top, and then canvas and strata glass sides. And we are really looking forward to that. And then from there, we'll be able to run canvas shades aft to these mizzen shrouds. So that way, most of the cockpit will be in the shade after we get all that done. The other part of that strategy is my get up here. So we make sure that we've got as much of our bodies covered as possible. So definitely not the most enjoyable or comfortable way to sail, but it's working. And here we are on a budget, and we've made it to Mexico. So better than not sailing at all. And we're just gonna try and improve the boat as we go. So as you can see, we are slowly starting to make our way off the coast. And the reason for that is we're starting to do 6.5 to 7.5 knots motor sailing until we wait for the winds to pick up, and that's excellent. So that means that we've caught a counter current. So I'm hoping we'll be able to ride this counter current all the way to Bahia de Ascensión. So if we can do 6.5 to 7.5 knots all the way there, then that's gonna make for great timing, and more importantly, it makes for much more enjoyable sailing, because now we're offshore, we're away from land, so I don't have to worry so much about exactly where our position is constantly every second. And also there's less traffic out here. So finally this feels like passage making again, where you're, you know, relatively, you know, far away from, at least a little bit far away from hazards, and you can, you know, take a breath from time to time. So yeah, it feels great. The breeze is starting to pick up, so we'll probably kill the engine here in a minute, and we're gonna make our way to Ascensión. All right, what's up everybody? So we've got Sailing Uma in the house, aboard Atticus, and in fact Uma is right back there. So there she is. Anyway, so we are all four of us in Isla Mujeres right now, and we're gonna be here for another, what, like a week at least together.
Least. We're gonna be neighbors for some time.
Yeah, so they're heading back to the States, and we're gonna be going to Cuba, but we've decided that this island is too small for 2 channels at the same time. So we must have a challenge.
There can be only one.
Da, da, da.
A challenge to the death. What? Okay, no, not to the death. But
sure, why
it's
not?
just gonna be for fun. This is gonna be fun.
Loser must delete their YouTube.
Yeah, oh damn. No. That would be so gnarly.
That would be bad.
We're playing for pinks
That'd
here.
be Fast and the Furious style, yeah, right?
So anyway, we're gonna have a very like friendly, spirited, fun day of challenges that we're gonna incorporate into like getting to just generally see Isla Mujeres and have a good time. So if you guys have any good ideas on what those challenges could be, we're gonna need a handful of them because we want every single place that we go to have a different challenge. Yeah. So anything that you can think of.
It's a fun, friendly challenges that we can actually do without dying.
Yeah.
Yeah, beer pong.
Like anything that they and us can challenge each other, that's what we're looking for. Yeah. We want your ideas.
So comment below on Atticus's video.
Yep, let us know, guys.
Give us ideas, and we'll pick up, we'll all pick up together the best ones, and then we'll do that.
And tune in next week because it is going to be super epic. All right, guys, cheers, have a good one. We'll see you next week.
Cheers.
As the wine glasses just break.